Okay, welcome everybody to the 21st ukulele warm-up of the last year, and let's just get our fingers limbered up a little bit. So just, I don't know what you call this. Can you see that? I'm just waggling my finger. That's right, good, you can see me. I can't see myself at the moment. Oh, there I am. That's just to get them moving a little bit, and if you want to bend them backwards, I'm told this is perfectly okay to do. So just bend each individual finger backwards just to stretch the tendons and ligaments. And you won't, if it hurts, obviously stop. You're all sensible people. So I'm going to just do that with all my fingers. And this is like yoga for fingers. Oh, I forgot the thumb. Or you can just do them all at once just by pressing them together. And then, good. And it's also good to hold a hot cup of coffee. Don't do that while you're playing the ukulele, but even that puts a little bit of warmth into your fingers as well. So, right, let's pick up the ukulele. And first thing we're going to do, we're just going to do a little warm-up exercise. I don't think we've done this one before. It's just a little four-finger one for the left hand. So I'm just going to put onto the screen, not that, that's the wrong one. Where is my, there we go. Okay, we're just going to put up a little exercise here. Now that's just showing the ukulele fretboard there. And the first finger is on the 3rd fret. So if you just like to put your first finger on the G string, we're starting on the string that's on the bottom of the screen, the G string, put your first finger on there. Don't put the other ones down just yet. Just want you to pluck, you'll get the idea fairly quickly, just pluck the G string with the finger on the 3rd fret. You should get that high pitched note. And then second finger down, leave the first finger down for now if you want. Second finger down, press that note, pluck that string. 3rd finger, this will be on the 5th fret. And then so on up to the 4th little finger. So if you were to play that in time, it would sound like this. Yeah, with your 4 fingers. And then you just repeat that on the C string. And it will be, if you're on a re-entrant ukulele, it will go lower. So we'll do this properly in a minute. I just want to make sure you've got the idea. So I'm on the C string at the moment. Then we'd move to the E string. Your fingers don't have to be in any particular position except on those particular frets. So you can take them off after they've done their bit. Then the little finger on the E string. And then finally on the A string, exactly the same pattern. First finger on the 3rd fret. So this is not really music, it's more of an exercise. It's more like press-ups for the left-hand fingers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the metronome on quite slowly, and we're going to play up that little pattern. Now the reason for the metronome is just to keep everyone together. A little bit slower than that. I'll count you in. And we're just going to go 1, 2, 2, then the next string. Yeah, we got the idea. Okay, let's just start after 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and next string. Next string. Next string. Now let's just stop there for a minute, because what we would then normally do is repeat but in reverse, but still going 1, 2, 3, 4, not 4, 3, 2, 1. So, but starting on the A string. So let's start on the A string, 1, 2, 3, 4, after 4, and then go back down to the G. After 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. Now the E string. good. Now we're down to the bottom there. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. I hope you've got the hang of that and your fingers know where they've got to go. So this time we're going to go all the way across from the G string up to the A, then without repeating the A, don't repeat the A, back to the E, C, and then back to the G again. So you've kind of gone up the hill and down again. So starting with the G string, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the C string, E, A, just the once, back to the E string, C, G. Let's just do it a little bit faster. We'll just do a couple of quicker ones to give you the idea. And so there's coordination going on here as well as just moving the fingers a little bit and warming them up. But it's a little bit faster. And of course you can always do this much faster on your own if you want to. Always good to do it with the metronome though, because that helps your timing at the same time as other things such as coordination. So here we go, we're going to do exactly the same thing and just a bit quicker. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the E. And finally the G. Good, one more. Really quick, just for anyone who likes to challenge themselves. This is going to be so quick, we'll be over in 5 seconds. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Good, well done. That was 135 beats a minute. So if anyone finds themselves doing 250, let me know. Okay, let's move on, and that's kind of got things moving a little bit. Now we're going back to a finger picking pattern that we did a few sessions ago, and this is where we finger pick across the strings, starting with the thumb on the G string, the first finger on the C string, the second finger on the E string, and then the third finger on the A string. And if you remember, we did some chords from the key of C last time. So this time we're going to do some different chords. So that's the sort of sound we're getting. So let's just do that with the open strings first of all, just to get everybody into synchronicity. So, okay, what we're going to do is just play the open strings, don't play a chord. And you're going to just, starting with your thumb on the G string, just pluck the strings going across the 4 strings. So don't look at those chords underneath just yet. So we're just going to play that just to get the rhythm of the right hand now, because we've got the left hand doing something. Let's get the right hand fingers moving. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. So keep them nice and even. Sort of exercise it's good to do for several minutes, just to get the muscle memory developed so that it becomes an automatic thing. Good, one more time and then we'll get the metronome going this time. I'm just going to do it a little bit faster now that you've got the, so the more you do this, as I say, the more it'll become natural. And the important thing about that is that you want your right hand to be playing almost without thinking, because you will want to think about the chords on the left hand, especially if it's a new song, for example. So it's very hard to think about left hand and right hand at the same time. So one of them does need to be playing under automatic control, so to speak. Okay, let's just do it at the same, just the open strings again at the speed you can hear the metronome going. So one, two. Trying to get that ding. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. That's sending me into a trance. I was losing all track of time there. Okay, we're going to have a go at now doing those chords that are shown on the screen. And we'll do it a little bit slower to start with, because as I say, if you're going to be thinking about the chords at the same time as that picking pattern, then but once you've got this under your fingers, it's a good way of warming up the mind and the fingers all in one go here, because your right hand's involved, your left hand is involved, and your brain certainly is. So what we'll do first of all is just play the first two chords only to start with, A minor and G. We're just going to practice switching between those two. And one sec, I just want to quickly check my... Should have done this beforehand. Yeah, that's okay. It was in tune in the shop, so I assumed it would be today, but... Okay, let's do A minor and G. Just doing those first two chords using that pattern. And we're going to play the finger pattern twice for each chord, and a little bit slower as well. So I'll just play it once. It's going to be A minor again, then G, and G again, and then back to the A minor. So let's just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now G, back to the A minor, G, A minor, one more time. Now we're going to do G and F, and the reason for that is because we're practicing the change from G to F. So let's do G to F, same idea. 1, 2, 3, G. G and F. Back to G and F. Do that one more time. G. There we go. Okay, let's do the same thing, F to E7. So F first, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more then last of all we will do A minor, sorry, E7 to A minor, and I did see a message appear there, but I couldn't actually read it, so I hope it's not, hope nuclear war hasn't broken out. So E7 to A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. E7, A minor. One more time, E7. We're going to do the whole thing in a minute, A minor. What we've actually done there is practice every possible chord change between those four. So we've gone A minor to G, G to F, F to E7. It's the chord changes in music which are difficult, not the actual chords themselves. So that's a good way to make sure that your chord changes are smooth. Let's play all four chords now as shown, still doing 2 patterns per chord. Here we go. So A minor, G, F, E7, 2 patterns each. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, F, E7. Then back to A minor. It's a good idea to see if you can sing some of the notes as you're playing. Anything that sounds right in your head. One more time before we change it slightly. Finish on the A minor. This is sometimes known as the Spanish chord progression, probably not by Spaniards. Probably by English and American musicians, but just as a way of recalling a chord progression. There are an awful lot of songs based on this sequence, a lot of pop songs, an old instrumental called Walk Don't Run by the Ventures. Actually that was written by a young John Barry, I believe. No, not John Barry, Johnny Smith, the guitarist, back in the 50s. And that's using this chord progression, and you'll find a lot of songs that use this sequence. Right, we're going to do it to a metronome this time, a little bit quicker. Let's speed it up a bit. So just now that your fingers are starting to know where they're going, let's do it after 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do that one more time. Finish on the A minor. This time we're going to play it and only one pattern per chord. So, yep, changing after one set of sweeps across the strings. So it's the same tempo though, but through the chords twice as quickly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now G, F, E7. Now you keep doing that, because I'm just going to start strumming at the same time. You can hear how the two fit together. One more time. Ding, dun, 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 dun. So let's do that the other way around. So this time I'm going to get you to strum the chords, because if you're in a band and you're all strumming away, you might think, well, I'd like to do some finger picking. And you can finger pick those chords that the others are strumming at the same time, providing you pick the right tempo. Pick it at the same speed, because you're playing the same notes. It's just that rather than strumming them all, you're picking them one at a time. So they will fit together musically. They'll sound okay. There won't be any clashes, provided your left hand is changing the chords at the same time as the strummers are changing their chords, and vice versa. So you just have to make sure that your picking pattern is at the tempo and on the right beats as the strumming. So let's just strum those chords now. I've only got a couple of minutes to go, because we're going to have a little break, and then Phil will be here, and we'll start the second half of the session with Phil. So this time we're just going to strum those chords. Just a down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'd like you to do the strumming. We'll do it together to start with, and then I'm going to pick the chords as we have just been doing, and you're going to strum along with that. So just on the A minor, then G, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now G, now F, and E7. Just do that one more time, because you've done this before. G, and the F, E7. Finish on the A minor. Okay, now this time I'm going to do one with you of strumming. You're going to carry on, and then I'm going to go to finger picking. Now we're going to do it to the metronome just so that we stay together. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go through those chords with you once, strumming, and then I'll go to finger picking, and that will be this will be the last thing we'll do today. So just here we go, strumming first of all. 1, 2, 3, A minor, G, F, E7. Now just play along with my picking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now F, E7, A minor. time. E7, and everyone finish on an A minor. Good. And if there's two of you in a household and you get to play together, then maybe one do the picking and one do the strumming and get them to work together. And you can do this on any chord progression, any song, providing you pick the right patterns and rhythms. So there we go. Okay, great. Well, that's finished our warm up. You should be all nice and warm now and ready to relax and listen to a conversation with Phil, who will be hopefully with us very shortly. So we're going to start in about 3 or 4 minutes. With the chat. I hope you can stick around. It's nice to see a nice big crowd, so do stick around. We'll be finished by about 10 o'clock at the latest. And if you want to put your thing on speaker view, if you haven't done already, I don't think I need my ukulele now, do I? So I can put that down. And well, I'll leave you muted for now, and then but if anyone wants to put anything into the chat box, please do. What was that message I saw? Is it possible to record these sessions? I can practice a few times. Yes, these are all recorded, these sessions, and they go onto YouTube. And if you're on my mailing list, you will, I mean, most of you know this, you will receive a link to the YouTube video so you can watch them and play them over and over. And some people do that in preference to sitting here at the moment. And one of the reasons for that is because you can then rewind and replay over things and pause and go and make a cup of tea and come back and carry on, which you can't do in a live thing, can you? You've got to keep going at the speed that I'm going at. So, okay, now just let me check that everything's... hi there, John. Hi there. And... now, I'm sure Phil can hear me, but I'm just going to say a casual hello to Phil. But you don't have to respond, Phil, but cause you can do that in later on. But just wanted to make sure Phil had arrived, and then we'll make a start. So this is recorded, and the conversation with Phil will also be on the YouTube video. So that's good. Yeah, I noticed nobody's gone off to make a cup of tea, so I better have a slurp of water, I think. Right, just another minute to go, then we'll get started. See, 1 or 2 people have actually arrived at 9:30, so must be Phil Doleman fans. Right, I'm just going to make sure everyone's muted, then we'll make a start in a second. So during the course of the chat, you might have a question for Phil, and please put it into the chat box. If it's something we're talking about at the time, then I'm sure Phil will be happy to answer that question. Or if it's something about something else completely different, we'll ask him at the end. So yeah, you're welcome to ask questions, anything you like. Well, within reason, of course. Right, let's make a start then. So, okay, well, I'm very pleased to welcome our first ever guest to the Ukulele Warm Up, extended edition really. It's ukulele performer and singer Phil Doleman.
Hello.
So, hello. Now, I haven't finished talking about you yet. So nice of you to prove that you are actually here. Hello, Phil. Phil's travelled all over the UK as well as to Europe and the US, performing and leading workshops at festivals, theatres and clubs. He's appeared on over 20 albums and even a #2 hit single. So we'll definitely have to ask him what that was. And he's performed on BBC Radio and TV, and I think we'll soon add him to the list. The Ukulele Warm Up as an appearance as well. He's a regular contributor to the Uke magazine. Has composed pieces for the London College of Music ukulele grade syllabus, and is also the author of the book How Music Works. I even have a copy here. I bought this years ago, and I have used it. So that's great. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big Zoom wave and hello to Phil Doleman, everybody.
Hello.
Hello,
Thank
Phil.
you.
Yes, you can say hello again. Hello, Phil.
Hello. Hello.
And nice to see you. I think our paths last crossed in Barleylands, the Essex Ukulele Festival. Do you remember that?
That's right. It rained, didn't it?
That's right. I'd
A
forgotten that.
lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember standing under one of those little parasol things,
Yes.
and that was probably. I mean, festivals. Obviously part of what you do. Well, how did the Burp Festival go? And perhaps explain to people what the Burp Festival is. It's not a festival of burping.
No, it's the Berkhamsted Ukulele Players group, and every year, this was the 10th year, they do Ukes for UNICEF, which is
Oh,
a
yeah.
nice charity day-long festival raising money for UNICEF.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, obviously, this was the first one that wasn't actually happening in the real world.
Live.
But it went really, really well. It was 7 hours of Zoom all through a Saturday with workshops off in breakout rooms and concerts and jam-alongs and things like that. It was a
Yeah.
really lovely day. And I think we're getting pretty close to £4,000 raised.
Raised, yeah, for UNICEF. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And did you perform, or were you doing a workshop, or both?
I did both. I did both.
Okay.
Yes. So I had to kick my family out so I could sit here.
Of course, you're doing it at home. Yeah, from home.
Yes.
And that's really good. So at least music does carry on during lockdown. So how have you been making the most of your lockdown, apart from the Burp Festival?
Oh, I've been making a lot of videos.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Trying to sort of keep
Yeah.
busy, really. So since the start of lockdown, I've produced about 300 YouTube videos.
300.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
So I only had about 150 videos on my channel, which has been going for about 10 years. And yeah, in the last
And you
10
didn't think
months,
that was enough?
yeah, in the last 10 months, I've added another 300.
300. Goodness me.
And plus, I've been running my Patreon thing, which is a subscription service where people get a video lesson from me every week.
Yeah.
So I've been making those videos as well. So
Good. Oh, right. Well, tell you what. Do you fancy performing something first? I think you've got your ukulele there. Are you going to give us a
yeah, why not?
give us a song? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
And
I'll do a song by a band called the Mississippi Shakes from the 20s, and it's called "We're Both Feeling Good Right Now."
excellent.
Let me tell you, friends, a man's life is more than kin. Let me tell you what happened to me when I was down in old Tennessee. I spent half of my life without ever loving no wife. Then I found a girl to be mine. Now this life I'm living's just fine. I'm feeling good. You say you're feeling good. We're both feeling good right now. I'm feeling good. Yeah, you're feeling good. Can't stop this feeling, no how. When I first met you, babe, I thought that you wouldn't do. But since I'm loving you, baby, there's been no one but you. Yeah, I'm feeling good. You say you're feeling good. We're both feeling good right now. I tell you, baby, both are feeling good right now. I'm feeling good. You say you're feeling good. We're both feeling good right now. I'm feeling good. Yeah, you're feeling good. Can't stop this feeling, no how. Loving you, baby, well, it satisfies me. Loving you, babe, well, it hypnotizes me, and I'm feeling good. You say you're feeling good, we're both are feeling good right now. I tell you, baby, both are feeling good right now. I tell you, honey, both are feeling good right now.
Hey, that's great, lovely, Phil.
Thank you.
And can I just ask a couple of questions about what you were playing there? What's on your right fingers to start with?
Yeah, these are banjo picks, plastic banjo picks.
Right?
So I've got those 2 on there and 1 on there, and that's partly because I'm a nail biter, so I've got no fingernails, but also because I'm playing a resonator uke, and these things are mechanically amplified. So, like all things, you know, energy in equals energy out.
Yeah.
The more I can get these strings moving, the more they move the metal cone inside here, and the more that moves the air. So if I'm very gentle with it, it's very quiet. But the minute you put some energy in, the sound pops out.
Okay, because we've been doing some finger picking today, some very simple finger picking, just using fingers. Would that work with those finger picks as well? Or would you get into a tangle?
It would, but they do take a lot of getting used to, because you can't actually feel the string.
And you've only got them on 3 of the... You haven't got them on the 3rd finger?
Nothing on that finger. I only use 3 digits.
Okay.
Because most of the time my thumb is alternating between the C and the G strings.
Okay, right.
And that's kind of what's keeping the rhythm of the song going.
Yeah.
And then the fingers are doing the little melodic bits. My thumb is the engine, really. Because I come from a fingerstyle guitar background, playing sort of Chet Atkins tunes and things, where the thumb goes bum ching, bum ching, bum ching.
Bum ching. So is that a traditional style, or is that just adapted for yourself? Is that something guitarists and ukulele players have always done?
Not so much ukulele players, but I got them from my guitar playing and lap steel playing, where picks are quite common. And also on the banjo as well. If you're a banjo player, you will play with a thumb and 2 fingers on the 5-string banjo. These 2 fingers are normally planted on the top of the instrument.
Yeah,
and then
hold it. Yeah.
It's called 3-finger style, but actually it's 2 fingers and a thumb. But I got this from Del Rey, and Del Rey is a fantastic blues ukulele and guitar player.
Yeah.
And I started using picks after seeing her and being impressed with the sound she made.
So the instrument itself, it's got national written on the end. Is this what they call a national resonator?
This is a national resophonic, yes. So this is made of steel.
Okay.
So it's really heavy.
All right, I don't look it.
National were a company in the 20s, 30s, 40s, but they went out of business when electricity came along.
Yeah.
They made all these mechanically amplified instruments. But then when people rediscovered blues musicians, sort of in the 60s, people heard these old records and wanted the sound.
Yeah.
And tried to buy up all these old instruments when they discovered what was being played on those records. Eventually, the national company came back into existence as National Resophonic, and that's what this is.
Goodness me. Because you don't use a strap, so I mean, are you able to hold it up, or is it resting on your leg?
There's no strap button.
No.
and short of welding something to it, I'm not sure what I could do.
So
but
how
no,
do you hold it?
It's fine. I tend to, when I'm picking, I tend to have it resting on my leg.
Oh, okay.
But it's, if you get in a nice position, actually the weight is quite nice.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like it's going to float away. It just sits on my beer belly there quite nicely.
and the strings are just natural, just the usual nylon type strings.
Yeah, these are Aquila strings. They just happen to be the black ones, but these are standard uke strings and standard tuning. Yeah.
And I noticed you got the violin style tuning pegs.
Yes.
Rather than the geared, is that just how it came? I suppose.
Yeah, it is, but I quite like the friction pegs, and in fact, I can show you this one. A little, it's kind of a little plug. I was really lucky. There's now a Phil Doleman signature model ukulele, produced by World of Ukes and Miller Ukuleles, and we compromised on this one because it has the rear-facing pegs.
Yeah.
But these are actually geared.
Oh, I've never heard of that. Right.
They're really clever. They're lovely. I want to put them on everything now. They're really, really nice and smooth. They
Okay.
look traditional, and I quite like that traditional look.
Right. Well, just for people in the audience who are not aware of this, if your ukulele pegs point outwards, have you got a ukulele you can to the sides? That's a common.
I haven't got one of those
Oh,
anywhere near, but if the ears stick
that's what
out,
yeah,
there's one. John's got one. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's the what you'll see on most ukuleles, and they're geared, and that just means that when you turn it, the string doesn't move quite so much. But with the pegged ones, the traditional pegs, one tiny little turn can change the tuning dramatically, can't it?
Yes.
On the like what I call the violin pegs, but yours is geared and pointing out the back.
Yeah, these are really nice little tuners. They're a little bit bulkier, but they still
Yeah.
keep the nice traditional look.
And they're out of view when you're actually playing, aren't they?
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
That's right. So how did you manage to do that? To get a Phil Doleman special? That's what company was it again?
I've been talking to Matt at World of Ukes before World of Ukes existed, when it used to be Omega Music years ago.
Right.
Trying to come up with a signature model uke, and we discussed what we'd like it to be, and I wanted it to be traditional looking,
Yep.
without lots of fancy stuff, just a good sort of workman-like little solid wood uke. And then literally in the summer, it wasn't long ago, Matt got in touch and said he'd found this new company called Miller, who have been making some really nice ukes out of a very small factory in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And so we played a few of their ukes, or he did, and he sent me a couple to play, and we really liked them. And they were very keen to do it. And it must have only been 6 weeks before they sent some photographs saying something like this. And this is one of the prototypes. And now Matt is selling them through the shop. And really pleased with how they came out. They're lovely little instruments.
Excellent, right? And you sound loud and clear when you're playing. We were chatting before you arrived about somebody was asking about using microphones over Zoom and so on. What's your audio setup for performing on Zoom and microphones and so on? What do you use for that?
Yeah. Well, I decided at the beginning of this that I thought we were probably going to be stuck at home for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So out went the PA gear that was just gathering dust, and in came new gear. So I've got, if I mute, I can show it to you.
Okay, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Rode microphone, okay. Judging by the label, that's so is that a USB plug into your laptop type microphone?
There we go. I'm on mute. I realised I muted myself and then started talking to you about the microphone.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a Rode NT1 Mini USB mic. So that's straight into my computer.
Yeah.
I also have an audio interface, so I can plug in any other microphones if I want to.
Right.
And that is also driving a nice set of speakers, and I've got a big screen. So instead of being hunched over a laptop, I've got a nice setup where I can sit and work, and a good webcam and the nice mic, and it's made a world of difference to teaching, having a good setup.
Because when you're doing your workshops, I presume you are where you are now. And even at the Burp Festival, you were just literally sitting where you are now?
I put a curtain across the back,
did you?
But other than that, I was
Make
right
it look
here.
a little less domestic.
Yes.
Right, I just thought we'd, just for everyone's entertainment, I'll just put on a little video of Phil just for a couple of minutes, something he sent me. So if we'll just take a little pause and we'll play a song. You can introduce it, Phil.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. I wish I could shimmy like my sister.
Oh yeah, the lovely old 20s dance tune, and this was done a couple of years ago at the wonderful Summer Strum in near Liverpool.
Yeah,
and it's a great sort of charity festival, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and yes, we had a lot of fun. So this is me playing playing "Shimmy Like My Sister Kate" about 50% too fast.
Thank you very much. Well, I went to a dance with my sister Kate. Everyone there thought she danced great. I realised a thing or two that Kate was into something new. Well, I looked at her and she was in a trance. Then I knew that that it was in a dance, so all the boys are going wild over Sister Katie's style. Well, I wish I could shimmy like my Sister Kate, shaking like a bowl of jelly on a plate. Mama wanted to know right now, why's everybody treat Kate so nice? Well, all the boys in the neighborhood knew that she could shimmy, and it's understood that I might be late, but I'll be up to date if I can shimmy like my Sister Kate. I mean, shimmy like my Sister Kate. Here we go. Well, I wish I could shimmy like my Sister Kate, shake it like a bowl of jelly on a plate. Mama wanted to know right now, why's everybody treat Kate so nice? Well, all the boys in the neighborhood knew that she could shimmy, and it's understood that I might be late, but I'll be up to date if I can shimmy like my Sister Kate. I mean, shimmy like my Sister Kate. I might be late, but I'll be up to date if I can shimmy like my Sister Kate. Shimmy like my Sister Kate. Thank you very much. I'm Phil Doleman. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Cheers.
Ah, well done, Phil. I bet you'd wished you hadn't started off at such a speed, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Goodness me, but well played. And where was that?
That was the Summer Strum out Liverpool way.
Oh, right. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, maybe these festivals will come, but even maybe this summer, possibly. Have you heard of any festivals, ukulele festivals this summer taking place?
No, the only one that I had some hope for has just decided to not bother this year because it was a little bit too close. And they asked people, and people said, "Well, I might not have had my jabs by then." And there were too many risks. So I think this year, or at least the first half of this year, is going to be also washed out, as was the whole of last year.
Yeah. But I'm sure they'll come back. Good. Okay. Now I looked on your site, and you're obviously a top tip person.
Yes.
So I wonder if we could pinch one off you. Have you got a top tip
Yeah,
hour?
of course. Yeah.
We got you got 64 people in front of you, all with ukuleles.
Wonderful.
Is it worth them grabbing their ukuleles? Are you going to give them something to do?
Absolutely.
Oh, you
yeah, that'd be
okay,
great.
great.
Yeah, grab
All
me
right, well,
each. Yes.
top
It's a
tip
really
from Phil
simple one. It's a simple one, but it's one that it's something I find myself teaching more than anything else in groups. And it seems to be, regardless of level, beginners, everybody, it's something that we do all the time. And it's really simple. It's when you're playing rhythm. So if I'm playing a tune, whatever chords, whatever style I'm playing, maybe it's something a bit more, the island strum, things like that. The one thing that always happens is this hand never stops. It goes up and down all the time. So I could play some rhythms like this, but that's taking quite a lot of brain power to think about start, stop, start, stop. So I try and get people into the habit of just swinging their right hand. So find a C chord and just get your hand going up and down, but just hit the strings on the way down. So you get this. And now we're going to hit them on the way up as well, and our hand won't change its motion. And now we've got the ups as well. And then you go back to just the downs. And you're all looking pretty confident, so I'm going to do a tricky one now. So we put the hands in again. And now stop playing the downs. And then put the downs back in again. That's the hard one. If you do your island strum, that's exactly the same thing. I'm just missing some ups and some downs. And the big advantage of playing like this is, firstly, if you accidentally mess up, it doesn't stop the rhythm. If I accidentally do a down when I want to do an up, my hand is still going and my downstrokes are happening on the beat. So I never end up in this horrible position where everyone is strumming down except me and I'm going up. And if you've ever found yourself doing that at a ukulele club and you're desperately trying to get your hand to go the same way as everyone else, and as soon as you think you've got it, you look around and they're all going the other way to you again, you're down, there going up. So having that constant movement, even if I'm doing something very small, like maybe a chord melody piece, something like this. I'm still keeping that going all the time, even if I'm making it very small and just hitting 1 or 2 strings, because it really doesn't matter how fancy this hand is. If the rhythm isn't there, then it's not going to be something that people enjoy listening to. They probably prefer to listen to something with 2 chords and a rhythm they can dance to.
Yes, it's all about the timing, isn't it?
That's my top tip is, that's your engine. Keep it going no matter what. There was a chap, and I'm struggling to remember his name, but he was a banjo ukulele player from years ago, and his motto was just keep pedaling. No matter what happens with this hand, that hand keeps going all the time.
It's right, yeah. And even miming, even if you lost the chords, just keep going.
You know, the best chord is that one.
Yeah, that's
If you don't know the chord, just mute the strings and keep the rhythm going, and at least the song will keep going. Yeah.
Excellent, Phil. So we can get more of these top tips, from your webpage or from your YouTube channel? What's
If you go to my, in fact, if you can find me on YouTube, but if you go to the website Learn the Ukulele, all one word, .co.uk.
Yeah, I'll put it into the email that I send everybody, so nobody needs to write it down.
Brilliant.
So,
that links to all of categories of my YouTube videos, and so if you click on any of those, it'll take you straight to my YouTube, and there are 100 2-minute tips.
Right.
And there are now I think we're on 15 of my ukulele trick of the week, which is what I put up every Thursday, and lots of other stuff as well. I've just noticed a couple of questions as well.
Yes,
you can get baritone resonators. You can get baritone resonator ukuleles. That one I was playing in the video, the white one, is a Beltona, and they're made in Leeds. And he makes any size you want. So I have, in fact, on my YouTube channel, you'll find me demonstrating one of Beltona's baritone resonator ukuleles. And you can get those back geared pegs separately. Several companies make them. Goto make them. I think Grover now make them. Right. And the ones on mine are De Jong.
De Jong.
They're all good. Yes.
Good. Okay, if anyone does have any questions, just put them into the chat box or button and type them in there. We've only got a couple of minutes to go, actually, so just get your questions in. And you've obviously got a web page. If people are interested in such things as lessons, I presume they can go to that and contact you via the website. Yeah, okay. As I said, I'll put all the details in the email. Perhaps you could just send me, Phil, the best web address for me to put into the email. Then everyone can just go directly to you. And so what are your plans for the future?
Well, I've started writing another book. So you mentioned the book at the beginning. I did this one about 4 years ago, How Music Works, which is a music theory one for ukulele players. Yeah. Just before lockdown, just before I was fortunate enough, just before everyone's business closed and the printers stopped taking orders, I got the sequel out.
Oh, did you?
Which is how songs work on the ukulele, which is all to do with chord progressions.
Yeah.
And then about 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks ago, I started writing a new one, which hopefully will come out in maybe 2 or 3 months' time on swing ukulele, playing swing jazz on the ukulele.
Oh, right. That sounds good.
Lots and lots of songs in there to play.
Yeah. Okay, right. We don't seem to have any more questions. What is the cost of the Phil Uke?
Oh, it's from World of Ukes. It is, I believe, $329.
$329. Okay. And where can you buy finger picks from?
Anywhere, any music shop. The reason I use these ones, which are Dunlops, is because I can get them anywhere. So if I'm on tour and I find myself in a town and I look in my pocket and I've lost my picks, any guitar shop should have Dunlop thumb and finger picks.
So they're, because they're not specific to the ukulele, are they?
No.
For any instrument. Right, good. Okay, and don't forget the alternative tuning book, Phil.
Thanks, John. Yes, alternate tunings as well. That's a little A5 book that I put out as well on different tunings for the ukulele and little pieces to play in different tunings.
So much to learn on all these instruments, aren't there? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think let's give Phil a big round of applause, or at least a Zoom wave, just to say.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Phil. And, God, it's still early in the morning, isn't it?
I
10
know,
o'clock.
tell
Still
me
got the
about
whole
it.
day ahead of us. So that's well, as you know, you've come to a warm up. That's the idea, just to get everyone warmed
Yes.
up and thinking about the ukulele, which is such a lovely instrument and makes us all smile. So once again, thank you very much, Phil, and we'll say goodbye. Thank you.
Take care. Nice to see you all. Bye bye.
Thanks very much.
And that's us. That's it from me as well on the ukulele warm up. And if you enjoyed that, we'll perhaps do